Woo. Shaquem, Asiatic Mathematics, Queen Mecca. Can y'all hear me? A little new system today. Everything's still everything. Shaquem, you on yet? Woo. What's this? Welcome. So you recall this scenery, huh? Asiatic Mathematics, 793rd. Wait, what? What happened the other night? Yo, it is. I was out there working in the yard. It's 1,000 degrees over here. I don't know what it is. I don't know the temperature is where you at. We're 60 fly phrase. Oh, you talking about yeah, I made it, guy. I got haters like that. They report me to the authorities and all, you know what I'm saying? But the videos is back up. I don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? I appealed the decisions and they put them right back up, like within like a half an hour or something. So yeah, you can check it. Definitely dropping some signs. Yeah, man, I got no idea, man. Plus I was working and then we just fired up the grill too, man, so we can get a little. I got me a little food right here. Y'all gonna have to bear with me too. Can't fast and be doing that farm work. I'm out there landscaping, you know, that's not physical labor. I didn't study that as a youth. Yeah, so I was saying is, you know, I'll be on channels where I hear a lot worse. You know, where I hear a lot worse than anything we said, but that's the way it went down, man. Who's this? I-Z? Yeah, you know, hey, man. James Singleton, Free Almighty, right? Peace, smell goods. Smell goods. Yeah, you know, that's how they, you know, hopefully today we stay within the bounds of the community guidelines or whatever they're talking about. But nobody tell boy Mastermind I'm drinking lemonade. That cool, refreshing drink. Gotta stay with the mind. Low 4 or 5 minutes, you know what I mean? Everybody got to do the each one, teach one, and hit the like button. You know how they do us, man. We gotta We got to get our word out manually sometimes. We got to get our word out manually. Oh, this is D Christian. Oh yeah, I see the picture. Yeah, now that I see the picture, I can tell. And I told the brother to bring me some ice. Hopefully he bring it soon. We would, topic for the day. That's I was so busy doing everything that I had to do for the last 2 days. You know, I actually saw something on the news that although, this is not the type of thing that I usually, we usually go on some hardcore mathematics, but we go a little current event today, man, a little current event. Has anyone seen the news? Has anyone seen the news pertaining to Chauvin and George Floyd? I saw it real briefly. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've been out the loop. I was in the yard working on my farming. Has anyone seen the news? I saw the headline. I read the story. But I want to see if some other people might can confirm that for me. Has anyone seen any news pertaining to George Floyd and Chauvin? Now look, I'm about to take a bite of my food, right? I don't know if how this works out with Born Mastermind, but I got some whiting fish here. I don't know if that turns you white too. But that's how we getting down today. What's going on with that ice? No one saw it? No one saw what's going on. Apparently, a co-worker of George Floyd and Chauvin said not only did they know each other, but that they used to butt heads, that it was friction between them. And the owner of the place said that, yeah, Chauvin, he has some type of problem with black people. She classified it as, he seemed intimidated by black people. That's not me. I wonder these things, is whiting fish, is that on the list? Just in case if I'm wrong and we get to serious, we get close to serious and I burn up, I thought, being, my complexion and all that, I didn't have to worry about that kind of thing. So 793rd said you had an idea that was coming. All on the business said, hell yeah, hey, does that step it up or what? All on the business. Does that step it up or what? Hold up, because we started with murder 3, then we got to murder 2. Are we have murder 1 yet? Where they said that him and George Floyd had problems in the past. There was friction between them because of the way he used to treat the original people. And the lady who was the owner, she said, yeah, he had a problem with original people too. No one saw that story there? So where does that leave us on a day like today? You know, supreme alphabet is justice. The Christians said they just gotta put chauffeur in population, not PC or confinement, and we see how far that mindset gets them. You know what's gonna happen? He get in there, he gonna find Jesus. God said the bond said, actually, I did hear that on the news. The white dude was tight about a check that George Floyd handed him. He was shortchanged, born you truth. That was the owner, not Floyd's fault. That was just one incident. All in the business of proof of prior relationship, which can be the motive. Yeah, you know, I said the whole time, I didn't know in particular, you know, everything is coming out. But you remember when I said, yo, it's got to be something. It's got to be that, yo, you've been getting multiple calls to this place or something. That was something extra that caused you to do that. $793. Well, yeah, he's definitely in some type of protected custody. Because first of all, remember he went in there already saying that he felt suicidal. That he's being thrown under the bus across the nation. A lot of justice, peace. That's like the demand. Did you see the press conference today from the NYPD union, the police union? Musa LaFrey said he's gonna try to link up with the Aryan Nation if he in the general population. Yeah, all right. Well, look, a lot of things it depends on what state you're in. See, in New York, they populate the jails mostly with people from the hood. It's actually a book that a guy wrote that like 80% of the people in jails upstate in New York is from only 7 communities in New York City. So, but if you're in a different type of state where the population is different, you know, just the demographics of being in there, then that's possible. The Christian said, was getting my workout and they hear it. Can't y'all have brothers getting fit during this quarantine? I come out looking like Fat Albert. Hey, I hit the bar a little something today, but you know, when I'm out there doing that yard work, I really feel like workouts sometimes. Owner of the business said he was too comfortable on that camera not to know him. He showed no emotion, no remorse. Celestine Best said the lawyer confirmed that on Ricky Smiley today. Which lawyer? Those Crump, and that other guy? I mean, I don't want to just badmouth them because they brothers, but it's something I don't like about them. I can't put my finger on it. $793 said what's next? He felt a way about a young lady they both shared interest with at said job. So that came out too? Oh, I think we up to murder one if that's the case. Right. So you already heard, listen, the PBA had a press conference today where they like, yo, we don't appreciate how we catching the brunt of this. Like they threw Chauvin under the bus. They was like, yo, what he did, that's not police work. That's murder. We not with that. We don't support that. But we saying that, yo, why we the ones that's we didn't kill the dude. We don't. So he's being thrown under the bus. Under the bus. Like justice. So you see these things I'm saying? What I've been telling you? In terms of, when you analyzing what's actually coming about from these events. Down south, God body. Yeah, but look, 793rd, they didn't just have the PBA. They had the corrections union. Because remember, out here we got a dude named Pat Lynch is the head of the police union. And then you got another detectives union. You got the corrected. They all was out there throwing Chauvin under the bus. And then the next day, I saw that story that they've confirmed that there was some prior relationship and that there was some headbutting between Chauvin and George Floyd. All in the business of why drugs be involved, like the cop is involved with drugs. That's one of the privileges of being a cop in one of those situations. Is that he didn't he didn't get drug tested. I was looking at this comment from World 60s, and I just saw a video about one from New York Police Union who didn't defend Chauvin, did defend Killers of the Alley. Well, they defend their own, but see, like I said, these things are becoming, like I said, the how these things get exposed. You know what I'm saying? Like even, let's say 10 years ago, what happened with Ahmaud Arbery, we probably never would have saw that. You know what I'm saying? And so now you deal with a situation with Chauvin that is taking another level up, meaning that, when everybody else first started knowing about this during Rodney King, all you had was the visuals, you just had the picture. But now with this situation, with the I don't know why I always can't recall the brother from Staten Island's name, but with him too, where you actually had. And then I saw another story today about another brother who I think they hit him with the taser and they was restraining him down, and he was yelling the same thing, "I can't breathe," and he passed away. All in the business, and they keep bringing up dope on Floyd, but the cop knew him. Good chance he knows some local dealers doing security at the club. What's the chance he didn't make some side money too? Whose first crime is murder? That's what I say. It happens. But most people, you must steal a candy bar first. Most people. That's how Devon said, I heard somebody from NASCAR say having a Confederate flag is disrespectful and now it's banned from all racetracks. In the UK, they took down the statue of a slave owner. The world is turned up. Yeah, because, like I said, man, this is the things what I'm saying. Now, look, remember I told y'all that I told you so type of person. Said I told y'all we winning this, man. Right now, they on the run because of the simple fact that the most dangerous thing that can happen to the elite that's controlling the masses is that the masses come together, right? and have the knowledge of who those elites are and what they doing. Eric Garner, the brother from Staten Island. You understand what I'm saying? Like Justice said, Floyd brother at the Congress crying and pleading, saying he a big black man. Why does he fear the devil now? He's a big man. I mean, the way I chalk it up, that type of thing right there, is that there's some people who they have more confidence in the humanity of everyone. You know what I'm saying? The humanity of people, that if we present ourselves in a human enough, way, that we could get other people to come around. You know what I'm saying? We can legislate some behavior. You can legislate some behavior, but you can't legislate feelings. $793 said questions to ask the PBA and whomever. Then why the outcry all of a sudden supported with all types of reported evidence and continuous callous behavior, pushing, assaults, and clearing out civilians? Well, see, that's one of the reasons why they're doing that. 793. We don't have to ask ourselves, because a lot of cops in New York is being dealt with. A lot of them is going, a lot of them is getting arrested. A lot of them is having to answer for the way they was handling brothers during the enforcement of the quarantine and during the, trying to break up the riots. So just yesterday, a guy got arrested. The dude that pushed the girl and she went like 10 feet back and hit her head, he got arrested. So that's what they saying, like, yo, they not really coming at the people. They coming at the government saying, yo, you know what you did. You know how you put us out there. Because in New York, they talking about all types of things. Like, for instance, when All in the Business said, what about George Floyd's background, or different things. We know that George Floyd had multiple many complaints against him. So now in New York, they trying to pass a law where those complaints will be public knowledge. So that's why they was all out there, because they was like, yo, if you put our records out there, everything is in our records. Where we live, who we know, how we get down, all these types of things. So they was up there, sure. They was trying to make their plea. All in the Business said no good cops. All right, D. Christian. Musa D said Black Lives Matter, in my opinion, are cheapening and making it really tacky the way they're approaching the situation. But I mean, it is what it is. I'm just a victim of white supremacy. I mean, like I said, to me, see, first of all, at least in New York, I don't know how it's being covered everywhere else, but in New York, they're the people that's getting the blame. Like, any idea that it's like they're hiding amongst us and making us look bad, they're not making us look like nothing. They're the ones that the police commissioner and the mayor is talking about. So, I mean, they got their own agenda. You know what I'm saying? The main thing is we've already learned that lesson. We learned that lesson in the 60s. That we could politic together and form whatever coalition to get certain rights. But then look, after that, y'all go do what y'all do. We do what we do. All in the Business said, right, Chauvin didn't get tested for drugs as far as we know. And I'm sure when you murder someone on duty, you are subject to a drug alcohol test. But in New York, they got like 72 hours. I'm pretty sure it's 72 hours to report back to the precinct and give their story. So, they might get caught with the little trees, but you know, the coke, the liquor, all that, you know, stuff that make you aggressive. Oh, they beheaded a statue of Christopher Columbus in Boston. Anybody can get it right now. Got something divine said maybe it's me, but I saw so many videos on YouTube about cops doing the original men and women dirty that I never seen before. Some 3 years old, some 5. I saw this cop slam this dude's face in the police car window so hard it cracked the window on camera. How that did make the headlines? You know, I mean, some things the press, all these different people is forcing them. They being forced right now to come out with all this. They beheaded Christopher Columbus statue in Richmond too. Peace. Anybody can get it right now. But yeah, that's what it is. These things is being forced. You know, you're not dealing with a population. You know what I'm saying? And these young people that's out here right now that can be appeased. You know what I'm saying? Yo, where's C.I.? Yo, will you tell C.I. I need the ice? God damn. What's wrong with you people? What happened to the ice, G? I need the ice, man. I'm in here dying. All right. But yeah, these things is coming out now. You know what I'm saying? You know what's happening too, right? Is that so much of this stuff is coming out. That see, before something might happen, they'd be like, nah, that didn't happen. And then everybody was like, yeah, it probably didn't happen. I mean, they're officers of the law. They wouldn't lie. But see, now that they're being caught on camera, people is pursuing these stories a little bit more. You understand what I'm saying? Whatever is the record, where's that body cam footage at? You understand what I'm saying? If you ain't giving that footage up, we know it's a story there now. You see what I'm saying? As opposed to before, they could just sweep it under the rug. Oh, that didn't happen. Well, yeah, we did our investigation and we determined, nah. Your investigation ain't good enough no more. People are aware of what they're doing. So yeah, all types of footage, all types of things that was swept under the rug is coming to the forefront now. You know what I'm saying? And even though, remember the brother Real Hip Hop was saying that individuals like Sean King, you know, they monetizing these videos or whatever. That might be the case. But in a capitalist society, that's one of the things that propel things to get done, is when there's a money motive involved. You know, so whatever the case may be, whether the news is trying to cover these stories more so that they can get whatever they want to get, whether it's Sean King or Black Lives Matter, the fact that they doing this is so much more well known now that people are going to continue to hunt that story down. Jason Rosario TV. On the business of Minnesota policy and procedures, public domain. I'm just saying though, if you hurt yourself or another at a regular job, they typically drug test you. Yeah, and this is one of the things why, when the police, that's what they were saying. Lynch was on there today saying, yo, what about due process? Dude, getting arrested and having the case go to trial is due process. That's what it is. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, that's a part of police privilege that they've been having that is over them. At least for the time being right now. As long as this spotlight is continued to be kept up, that's how it's going to be. Woo!
Fucking with more. More.
Oh, I gotta cool down some first.
Yeah, these are prototypes. They good for a couple of shots, a couple of photo ops. The guy said he can show me how to wash them, but they don't do it so far.
Wait. This is not the same as one I got before. No.
Don't tell Boy Mastermind.
Something's different about it.
Oh, let me give it to those sisters. We already got one.
You don't even know one. You just said you know because they don't last.
Now I can teach.
Wash. It's gonna wash. Now I got two for this summer.
Can't teach like that.
Right on, bro.
Woo. Can't teach like that when it's hot. Woo. Dear Buck, that's good water. The business say, yeah, if you hurt someone accidentally, you're supposed to get drug tested. If you hurt someone intentionally, you're supposed to get fired and possible charges pressed. In this case, murder has to be the charge. Absolutely. This new information that has come to light from not one, but two corroborating witnesses. The natives took down the Columbus statue in St. Paul. So wait, Columbus just been getting it all day then, huh? Christopher Columbus is catching the bad one all over the country. What's the deal with that? They tore it down and threw it in a lake. They tore Christopher Columbus statue down and threw it in a lake in Richmond. Yeah, hey, listen. Y'all gonna make the what's the name? Yo, K-Bar, I was just speaking on that. That Pat Lynch called it murder. That's why I said, look, they getting thrown under the bus. Pat Lynch is like, look, man, something's wrong with that guy, man. But look, he's not NYPD. We don't support him. I saw the press conference. Where they was like, listen, man, we don't want to be paid the price for that guy. We don't want to be paying the price for that guy. Got I've been monitoring a lot of white NFL players, and now, like, I never knew it was that bad for their black counterparts. Some said they will kneel this upcoming season. Listen, man, I told you that the problem for the elite is that the seeds have been united against them, son. Every form, listen, in the greatest society, right? It's the same thing as in the hood that extended from the slave plantation. You know, men supposed to be separate from women, light skin from dark skin, whatever the case is, because anytime those people come together under one idea, that is the single most dangerous thing to a small, we talking about 1%, remember. See, that's the thing where it shows you, man, what unity do. 1% of the people with a unified thought can control 99%. So imagine what they thinking when they see 99% of the people is starting to come together under one idea. So like I said, these things are starting to be too visible, and it's starting to be too much to the point where it's like, all right, I don't care what happened before that. What you just did right there wasn't right. See, like you said, God side of the mind is all these stories coming to the light. So look, how they can't deny it now. It's not a thing, you know, it's not, see, like anything that happened to somebody, say between 1990 and 2010, those people are just drug dealers. Selling crack. They're ruining their own communities. That's why we had to do them like that. See, now it's now what are you doing this for? Like, okay, even if he had a fake $20 bill, what are you doing? Like, to every single individual, they can see that 8 minutes is too long. Wait, what you say? Your Earth's G returned to the essence. What you mean? Your Earth's father? Man, he got sick with the medical crisis that we just left. You know. On level up. Justice said, what that's telling you about? You gotta catch me up. I'm probably talking too fast. K-Bus said, you would think they would not be this naive, but Drew Brees shows you, and he is someone, if you check his track record in New Orleans, he does mad stuff out there. But see, that's the thing, is that in Drew Brees is a very good example, right? Because look, you can't make it to the NFL without having been around a lot of black people. You cannot make it to the NFL without having been around a lot of black people. So if he got to that point without, not saying necessarily he had to change his feelings, but even without knowing that, okay, this is a topic that you gotta be careful how you address this. If he can make it to that point, imagine these people in places where it's not a lot of original people. And whatever original people is there, the communities don't really mix like that. You don't have a thing like that that brings you together. Just goes to show you. Wait, who y'all talking about now? Kaepernick? That's who you talking about. They petitioning to get him reinstated. I mean, pretty much their backs is against the walls right now. Pretty much. Yeah, K-Bo, I saw that on the wake up too. Pat Lynch throwing police under the bus, unheard of. See, if y'all from the rest of the country, y'all don't know Pat Lynch, man. Y'all don't know Pat Lynch. Y'all don't know Pat Lynch, man. Pat Lynch, let me tell you something. That's the first time Pat Lynch seen police brutality in the history of Pat Lynch. I ain't never listened. Amadou Diallo, Why do I keep forgetting your brother's name? Staten Island. But you ain't never heard Pat Lynch say the police did nothing wrong. So when I heard that, yeah, that was a huge, listen, that was a small step for man, giant step for mankind right there, son. Well, the religion said he was pissed his brother-in-law did something so stupid. The stupider they act, the smarter people become, right? K-Bar said, Law well manifested before our eyes the unification of the seeds from one common cause. Indeed, man. Indeed. And that has them definitely afraid. Afraid said it ain't safe for Columbus statues out here. Yeah, man. The Italian American, whatever they league is that they got now, they gonna be suing. I think they're gonna be suing Minneapolis too. I think a lot of people are gonna be suing Minneapolis. Target is gonna be suing Minneapolis. Like all these people that paid the price all over the world, man. Like, yo, we all saw that. You knew that was wrong, man. Why you didn't handle your business? And other police is getting thrown under the bus. All of them, well, I ain't gonna say all of them, but most of those footage that you seen of police being heavy-handed during the protests, those police have been arrested. And that's what Pat Lynch was saying, like, yo, we paying the price. They not even, this ain't even us, man. And why y'all even came to New York? K-Bar said Pat Lynch has never said anything negative about a cop on record until today. Hey, man. Now I can listen. I can bear witness. It's the first time for everything. I never thought I'd see that one. Kingdom has come. Yeah, Sean Bell. That was another situation. Nobody saw nothing wrong with the Sean Bell situation. Celestine Best said Ben Crump also will be joining Breonna's mother in Louisville, Kentucky on tomorrow. He will be back on to discuss some of the women's cases to get the protest started. Yeah, that Breonna situation, you know, I don't know how familiar y'all are with the situation. You know, I read up on it, and you know, the problem with her situation is that when they was raiding her house, right, the raid was wrong. They was already they already arrested the person they were supposedly raiding for. And said, I mean, they had already done an investigation and saw that she wasn't a part of whatever he was doing. So all of that was wrong. But when they was doing the raid, a boyfriend thought the house was being robbed, and he fired a shot, according to what I read so far. You know what I'm saying? We see it right now that, listen, a lot of things may be still coming out, yet to be known. But I'm just saying the story, what I read so far. So that's going to be the protection against them being convicted. You know what I'm saying? They might be fired, you know what I'm saying, for their incompetence with everything else. But, you know, that's another issue, though. It's like, okay, from what I understand, he let off one shot. They let off a barrage. You know, that's another thing. Like, dude, you know, you just got unlimited bullets. I heard in the Army, they don't even shoot off like that. But those Ben Crump dudes, they're a little too prevalent for me. They're a little too around. Like, I don't understand. You know. And then especially at first, it was like, dude, you know, and then you representing people that we think got a lawyer for. You don't really have a lawyer in the process. I don't really understand. I mean, they doing some good things though, but it's just, I don't know what it is, man. It's a thing. It's a situation with me. It's not a situation with me. I'm funny that way. Miss Longley came in. Saying, IT. So cop was just telling me cops won't get murdered because there was fentanyl in his system. So you think, so that cop said he thinks it was the fentanyl. And so what did the cop say that he would get. Because see, at the end of the day, man, look, you got to take your victim as they come. Like, that's not really an excuse to say, well, you know, the person was already weak, so when I slapped them, they died. That wasn't really my fault. Nah, you just however they was, that's how they was when you were supposed to do what you did. You know, I guess this would be a legal precedence right here. You know, definitely, whichever way this is ruled is going to be a precedence. I don't think the world can afford a not guilty verdict. I don't think the world can afford for him to get a sentence where he's going to be out. He's got to get a sentence where he's not coming out, in my opinion, or it's going to get turned again. Fly said, everybody all about taking a knee and kneeling now, but when Kaepernick did it, they hated him, and everything going on now is what he was kneeling for to prevent. And see, and that is my point why I don't like talking about Black Lives Matter. I don't like talking about looting. Because see, that's how you get sidetracked. With that Kaepernick situation, they got sidetracked into something about an NFL contract, and that had nothing to do with it. That had nothing to do with it. See what I'm saying? And then when black people was like, oh, he just won a contract, and then everybody just, you know, went back to the regular. We went back to the regular. That's why I don't like getting caught up in that. That's a distraction that's given to you, and you know what I'm saying? You feel like you're paying attention to everything. Nah, man, that ain't got nothing to do with you. It's like somebody else driving in their car on the highway and they speeding. That has nothing to do with me. That's between them and the state police and whatever state that is. You going my way. Great elevation. Fafre said Democrats was kneeling in the U.S. Congress the other day. Hey, they was kneeling and wearing kente cloth. I mean, listen, is there any greater sign of capitulation than taking a knee and bowing your head? Eric Garner, yeah. I'm going to have to write that brother's name down. I'm going to have to write Eric Garner's name like 100 times. What I used to do in school, I'm going to have to write Eric Garner's name on a paper like 100 times until I stop forgetting his name. Jason Rosario said, Pat Lynch broke the blue wall of silence for the first time. Well, you know, you did have that situation with Serpico back in the days, but they tried to kill him. Right, 793 said you can't become a professional quarterback, let alone higher ranking one, without knowing a lot of black people. So that's just going to show you how much these things can be swept under the rug. You understand what I'm saying? You know, because like you were saying, God side of the mind, you know, some of these situations we just found out what happened, you know, recently. Certain situations. We just now found out what happened 50, 60 years down the line. We going back and now they pardoning people. Like, what was the young brother, he got the electric chair in South Carolina. He's the youngest person ever to be in an electric chair. You know, he just got exonerated of the crime that he didn't commit not too long ago. But now, the pace of everything. This is what happens when everybody in the world becomes a journalist through this social media, man. Things that they used to be able to get away with. See, what it used to be is that it's your word against their word, and they're a sworn officer under the same oath as the district attorney and the judge. So if the judge doubt his word, you doubt the whole integrity of the system. But now they're being exposed on a whole other level, and everybody sees it. Smell good, said Drew knew. I mean, yeah, I'm not in, Drew Brees' head. I don't know what he's really about. All these different things. I could just say, like I said, it's not necessarily about his feelings, but it's about how you speak on it. You know what I'm saying? Knowing what the ramifications are. How you present it. $793 said we rock kente cloth cut and put on our robes for college graduation in 1991. Yeah, but listen, in her wildest dreams, Nancy Pelosi would not have had kente cloth on. Listen, Thomas Jefferson is rolling the great. They rocking what? In the halls of Congress. K-Bar said the Black Caucus asked them to wear the kente cloth to show solidarity as they presented the reform legislation. Yeah, but I'm saying 20 years ago they said, hell no. But because they see the ramifications of what can happen, they see what's going to happen, man, if injustice is carried out here. Smell good said knowing and acting like you don't. He's playing a part of the fool or whatever it is, but at the end of the day, all right, Sun God came in, the stores opened up in Harlem. Yeah. Well, we down here in the yard right now. We pretty much got it prepared. Tomorrow we gotta just do a little finishing, dabbling touches, and we're gonna be ready for the All God rally on the 13th. You know what I'm saying? Now his born is coming through with some chicken too, but we got fish going to be out there. I don't know what all is going to be out there, but it's going to be some plates. Lucy Leak said, absolutely. They basically took a dump on Colin Kaepernick for taking the knee for police brutality, and all of a sudden it comes back up and resurfaces. You got amnesia. Yeah, now to me, Drew Brees, like I said, I understand, but see, Roger Goodell for me was the bigger phony. He's the phony of the year. He's the phony of the year. Y'all said LeBron said high school white kids and black kids for the most part ain't from the same hood. When they get to college, they all on the same campus. The only common ground is football. So it's fair to say NFL players, nah. When you at that Drew Brees level like that, they play at those high schools where kids come from all over to play at particular schools. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he is, from what I understand, his people got a little bit of money. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he wasn't, in elementary school, but I'm just saying in general, he's had to be around original people. You know what I'm saying? All his life. Atif said they see a few million votes from that Kente Club. I hear you, man, but you gotta take your paranoia somewhere else. All I saw was them on their knees, head bowed, with Kente Club for. So you can tell me all about what they gonna get for it, but see what you're saying is that we fools. Sir, don't sleep on these young kids, man. They not dumb enough to vote for them. They not dumb enough to think those people is on their side. If they was, they would have listened when they said whatever was gonna happen. They not that dumb, man. Good. See, y'all old niggas need to wake up. Y'all talking about the youngest sleep. Y'all old niggas need to wake up. Y'all old niggas need to wake up and see that, nah, man, we ain't going for the okie doke. Get up out of the city, yeah. In a minute, I got a couple of things. I might go up there with Fly Phrase. Fly Phrase in the cut. $7.93, so she gonna be rocking dashikis in the head around that. Listen, man, if we get to that level, that's how the monster, they live in their own world with blind. Now I can agree with that. That it shows you that they can still have blinders on. You know what I'm saying? Even though they with the brothers, you know what I'm saying? And then especially a lot of times, right, when you have brothers and they go into a situation like that, right, where it's white people, a lot of times those brothers are doing everything they can to assimilate into that white society. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times those brothers is there catering to whatever the white train of thought is. They're there not showing any of the characteristics that they euphemistically refer to as being a thug or ghetto. You understand what I'm saying? So it's possible, like you said, they were with blinders on because all the black people they've been around have spent so much of their time trying to appear to be a credit to their race in front of them. So that part I agree with, but I'm saying that they wasn't around original people, you understand what I mean, and didn't know anything about what was going on. It just goes to show you, you know, now what happens with people who haven't had that experience. K-Boy said, not the white boys who played for the U, took by the University of Miami. Yeah, the U is they real black over there. Black Justice said Chauvin was in talks with the prosecutor for a plea deal a few days ago. Just breaking news. What? What are you playing to? 25 to life? You better plead out to 25 to life. You know what's about to happen. 793 said do-rags, black masks, and matching Black Lives Matter shirts the week after takes a lot having ciphers on camera. Listen, man, if we see Nancy Pelosi doing that, listen, all you gotta do is go to the bank, right, and put your card in and put $1 million. I bet you come out. Oh man. K-Bar said if they do their job, she can rap what she want. Yeah, hey, listen, man. You know, everybody want to go into this other cultural appropriate. Listen, man, I don't care about none of that. The June class, yeah, you know, we might start because you know the yard is it's summertime now. We be in the yard. If anything, and had class out there. If it come to that, but yeah, we taking steps right now to get all that. Everything should be in our perspective, in order. You know, I'm gonna say the beginning of July. That's what our target is so far. You know what I mean? To get the boxing back in order, get the classes back popping. You know, then start looking forward to other programs that we could institute. That's a good point right there, Peace. Peace said the playoffs in the NBA start next month. See if people keep the same energy, then NFL will begin, you know, to see, you know, will people just fall into these distractions. You know what I'm saying? When all of a sudden, you know, they're gonna be doing halftime tributes, and uh, the basketball association is donating money to this people and that people. You know, so yeah, we want to see if people get distracted, but I don't think that's gonna happen. You see what I mean? Because the lines are clearly drawn. The lines are clearly drawn for the young. For some reason, the older brothers don't seem to be able to draw these lines. You know, the older brothers, y'all too punch drunk. Y'all too punch drunk from Illuminati. Y'all been watching too much Alex Jones. I said the monster. I heard a white dude say, "What?" I heard a white dude say, "I never knew blacks taught their kids how to act when you got stopped by the cops. White kids don't go through that. They just pull out the white privilege card, take your hands off me. Do you know who I am?" Yeah, I've seen that before. Oh man, y'all really letting Nancy Pelosi have it, man. Y'all been letting Nancy Pelosi have it, man. Talking about dashikis and 3/4 of cloth. Come on, man. I don't give it to Nancy like that. Peace said they bring Katie back for Brooklyn and see what we focus on. Nah, Katie already told me. Dead on that. Dead on that. You be making no money off me while the brothers is in the streets. I'm gonna milk you this year, my G. I'm milking you. Give my 35 million. I ain't playing. Give my 35 million. I ain't playing. These bona fide country bunkers probably enraged at seeing these Afrocentric attires when they're beloved politicians. That's what I'm saying, man. But see, they realize that they in a point right now, right? They in a point right now that in terms of the politicians, they're in a situation where there's nothing that they can say to appease all the people that's angry with them. See what I'm saying? Because they angering some people right now. They're angering and alienating some people right now just by showing support for certain things. You know, the ship has left the port. All right, Musa Deep, King Shy, SW. Yeah, right now, man, it's a sense of desperation setting in, man. But they ready. Listen, man, listen. I just heard Michael Jordan put up 100 million. Michael Jordan put up 100 million for community groups and stuff. Like, son, things is happening that I had to say I never thought would happen. I never thought you would see nothing like that ever. True 120. You never thought you would see that. But here we are on the Justice Day. You understand what I'm saying? And we see it some individuals being brought to justice because the system cannot protect them and and protect the system at the same time. It's not like all these other events where you can protect the system or it's this and You know, nah, we saw it, the whole thing, man. You know, and I think even, you know, even the other, like, you know, this is a uniting of all the seeds. See how we already been knowing. Jula TV. We see a Jula, man, in a while, man. We've been at, you know, you know, the whole world knows now not to go for the okie doke. Like, you can't just tell us, oh, the person got fired. You know, you can't tell us that the person got charged. You know, you can't tell us that Sue was reformed because now everybody has seen it that much. See, another thing was happening is that this idea that America has changed and is now a better place, and all of that was back in the days. You know, that mentality that, look, slavery was 100 years ago. What you complaining about now? That's out the window. That's out the window. June TV, you went back to work. Matter of fact, D Christian, you out there in Washington State, right? SW said the world is crumbling and tumbling down all around them. Listen, yeah, they like Humpty Dumpty out there right now. You out there in Washington State, right, D Christian? Mr. Green one says, sinking like quicksand. SW, you know my stance. If it brings a better tomorrow, go scorch earth. GCC, you said, is there till today? Is there till today? Wait a minute, did I miss something here? Yeah, I must have missed something. 793rd. So you heard that about Michael Jordan. Hey, listen, man. If it got to the point where even Michael Jordan, remember, he's black. Hey, look, that alone, hold up. All of a sudden, Michael Jordan realized he's black. That's progress. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody listen to Alex Jones, like, you know, he's your ally, he's your friend somehow, like, you know, whatever. He's like, you want him too. So you got to watch all his shows. Watch the fine print, and you will see that, you know, yeah, he's presenting a certain thing against those corporate powers. You understand what I'm saying? But ask him who he's ready to allow to be his neighbors. Go over there and try to marry his daughter. See, like John Kennedy, the Kennedys, all of them, but they live somewhere the furthest you could get from black people in America. Yeah, so D. Christian in Washington, because I remember y'all was the first epicenter. How's things been going since they start opening back up out there? Is like mostly everybody went back to work now, or you know, what's going on out there as far as that? True 120 said wherever possible, one must register for a pistol and get life insurance. All right. So yeah, GCC was saying when I was saying that they have this mentality that, you know, slavery was 100 years ago, you know, segregation ended in 1965. You understand what I'm saying? These different types of mentalities because they was allowed to live in a bubble, and then you have all these, Oprah Winfrey, Denzel Washington, these certain black people that, okay, you accept it. You see what I'm saying? And that also goes along with the narrative, right? That something's wrong with the rest of us. Because we ended all these other situations, and look at these Negroes and how good they doing. So what's wrong with you? But that type of mentality, that's been over with, that's disappeared. That's why you see all the seeds out there. They're like, hold on. Like, we see what you're doing to them, but at the end of the day, you lying to us too. And you got us supporting things that we don't want to be supporting. See what I'm saying? Because, aspects of our culture. You know what I'm saying? Through hip hop, a lot of them have, not grown up with us, but they've grown up knowing about our experiences. See what I'm saying? And right now, what they've heard and seen through our culture, the movies we make and everything, right? They seeing that it's real. The ones what was that show about Baltimore? It was a show about the drug dealers in Baltimore. See, all that's being confirmed in real life. Peace said Jordan appeared to realize he was black when Kobe returned. I mean, that's possible. He put his money where his mouth is now. Julia TV says 6 weeks into the pandemic, Alex Jones said he was going to eat his neighbors. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? And you getting your news from not you as an individual, but I'm saying all these people telling me this stuff, like, dude, that's some Alex Jones stuff, man. Yeah, The Wire, that's the show. And all these different shows that we've seen over the years, they starting to see now. Universal Truth said what politicians wear is face value. Changing clothes ain't nothing. Changing laws is gold. Never mind the statues. Change the statues. Well, really, I always wanted the statues to stay because, I don't want to whitewash the situation. Exactly what I was just, GCC was responding to me about, in that, I don't want to look at it like, that used to be the case. We used to be the Confederacy. Nah, that's how that still is. You understand what I'm saying? It's not a monument to something 100 years ago. It's a monument to how you are right now. Like you said, but see, the wearing of the clothes is the capitulation. Like, I don't know how old you are, but they never had to capitulate before. They never had to pander to that level. Guaranteed it's pandering, but it's pandering to try to get people back on the farm. It's showing what type of impact this is having on their mentality, man. It's showing a level of fear. They shook, son. They shook. They know, you've been on the air when I said several times before, man, the biggest fear of the elite, man, is that the masses come together against them. That's where every level of separation that you see out there going on, that's where every level of it is about. You know what I'm saying? It's a why, of all the things they come in our neighborhood, and eliminate, they never eliminate the things that cause separation between us. They might come in and try to control it so you don't cross a certain avenue into where they are. But every level of separation, that's why they love it. Because remember, you know, we always say it's the 1%. And then when they really get into it, they say, no, it's the 0.1%. So right now, let's think about it. You know, you got Bezos, what's my man from Gates, Buffett, Zuckerberg, you know, your Bloombergs, et cetera, right? That's a handful of people. That's a handful of people. You think they want to see the 99.9% on the same page? So now, in order to camouflage that, they're gonna try. Oh no, that's all our page. No, we all on that page. We talking about no. We support the protesters. Even Roger Goodell. That's what I'm saying. What makes him change face like that? That's what I'm saying. Look at that level. See, look, check this out. All the people, man, that keep telling me about the other stuff. Look, can you tell me something that's good about this? And you got some people that's like, oh, they're only doing it so that it can be martial law. They're only doing it so it can be vaccinated. So you don't see no good stuff. You know, you gotta look at that. Positive and negative and everything. Even if it was something bad. 793 said Mike shed real shame tears. Tell you, go check Last Dance. It wasn't no fluff piece. Just I don't want to see nothing about Michael Jordan. I mean, it's all good, you know what I'm saying? You black now and all that, but look, let me give him 6 months or something. to see if it's real. Listen, when you lower the price of your sneakers, then maybe we can talk. Oh, you said, oh, my bad. You said statutes. I misread that. That's statutes. That's my fault. Jasim. You said I look like somebody from The Wire. Now, you probably look like me. But you know, everybody that I've ever met knows somebody that's supposed to look like me. So Fisher said, all right, out there in Washington, people been doing their thing like there never was any cases. But as they open up certain spots, masks are mandatory. Other than business closed, it's same old. So, because I didn't get a chance, Waz came on the other day, but I didn't get a chance to ask him if he went back to work. Yeah, shout out to Mike Jordan, you know what I'm saying? Did his thing on, you know, we see where it go. You see, I never really watched The Wire because I don't like cop shows, because I don't like cops. You know what I'm saying? Like what I say, all this stuff was going on. This ain't nothing new to me. You know, I don't even watch cop shows. I don't like no show where a cop is really the main character. So, you know, I didn't really see it, but perhaps. True 120 said, don't fall for the pandering. We need policy changes. I mean, listen. The policies have to change. Look at the Supreme Court. I don't know if anybody ever noticed this. In the Supreme Court, a person gets put on the Supreme Court every time a certain interest group rises to power. You could say It's pandering or whatever. But it's about what you do with what you granted. So you gotta remember, at the end of the day, the answer is not no laws that they gonna pass. They just better pass somewhere else. But the answer don't lie with them. See, after you had civil rights and black people, the interest group of black people rose to the top, you got Thurgood Marshall on the Supreme Court. After you had ERA, some of the younger brothers on here might not have heard that. This was something called the Equal Rights Amendment. That was feminism in the early 70s. You know what I'm saying? You had all, the feminists and all of them started coming to power. You got this lady, Sandra Day O'Connor, made it on the Supreme Court. You know what I'm saying? And on as you look through it. But now look, today you still see it. As the Hispanic faction and demographic in the country has risen, you got Sotomayor. So a lot of things, man, you got to realize, man, that a seed got to be planted. And then we'll see what fruit it bears. See what I'm saying? There's lots of people that during their lifetime, if you just go by their lifetime, if you stop the clock right there, like if you stop the clock in 1950 for Marcus Garvey, he's going to seem like a failure. But if you look right now and you see Nancy Pelosi rocking kente cloth, clearly he wasn't a failure. Clearly he wasn't a failure. So the seeds is planted right now. The seeds is planted that, hold on, you can even make them pander. So see, that's the real deal. It's keeping that knowledge with the young of what happened when the seeds was united and they spoke truth to power. See, that's the thing you don't want to fall away from. That's the thing you don't want to focus on, whatever they doing. They just better do it or else. Those seeds is going to unite again. They don't seem to be breaking apart because they still protesting. They making it known. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm at least in New York, or, maybe the news channels I'm watching, whatever the case may be. What I'm saying is that ain't nobody fell for the okie doke yet. K-Bar said NASCAR outlawed the Confederate flag. Yeah, I heard about that too. That's what I'm saying. All these is things, man, that, like I said, it depends on how old you are. Like, see, me, I saw the last days of segregation. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you gotta remember, the schools, the law was passed in 1955 to integrate the schools. But the people was given a certain amount of time. It was like 15 to 20 years that they was given in order to institute that. All of these different laws that when Martin Luther King and all of that, you talking about 1965, 1966. So when I came along in the 70s, you gotta remember, all the racists didn't just disappear. They still was in power. The people who was their constituency still was voting for them. Strom Thurmond, he had to die to get out of office. A whole bunch of other dudes too. Jesse Helms, all these dudes were still around. So I'm saying that from in my lifetime right now, I ain't gonna say it's all the way like that, but just like the people who was born in the 20s and the 30s, when they seen what happened in the 60s, they was like, if you look right now, we can look back and say, well, look, you just let me out of slavery. That ain't, you were supposed to do that. But to the people who have been born in slavery, for them to see that was a big thing. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe that's what it is. But for me, having seen certain things, this is a glorious time. This is a glorious time where the people have showed and proved, man. You know, this is a time where the people that I grew up looking up to, this what they used to be talking about. You know, the Huey Newtons, the Martin Luther Kings, all of this, you know, the day when white people and black people was going to be together doing whatever. When you look out there on the front line, I'm telling you, you know, you got to look at the big picture. Stop looking at the small screen with Alex Jones. The Supreme Justice said cops got canceled. The show Cops is off. No more bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? Mr. Green wants that Alex Jones has been officially co-opted in on some stuff straight out of episode WWF right now. D. Christian said, the ninjas walking up and these devils fearful of that, or the ninjas waking up and the devils fearful of that. Devils worrying about control, and they bottom line, if the masses awake, they have no use to their plantation owners, right? So right now, just an idea can circulate amongst the people. With this type of unity, just an idea can circulate amongst the people and destroy them. Like right now, if everybody just decide, yeah, you know what, we together, money ain't worth nothing. Like them paper dollars that you got, yeah, we ain't respecting that. You telling me that Jeff Bezos is still going to be rich? When the masses are saying, yeah, but the money you trying to pay me, it's not worth nothing, so I'm not coming to work for you. What's your Amazon empire thing? That's the seed that's been planted. So night there said, take your time. I'm a Mike fan. Back to the script in Chicago, and they never cop no J's. My man hit me with his old colorful black ones in the '80s. See, listen, when Jordan was in college, the only reason I watched when he was only reason I was watching North Carolina. I'm not sure they ever played at the same time. The only reason I watched North Carolina was because of Kenny Smith. And then from Kenny Smith, that's what made me discover James Worthy. But during Jordan's college career, I was Georgetown. I was a Georgetown guy, then a Houston guy. Yes, I'm saying in terms of my favorite teams, you know what I'm saying? Then, of course, I moved over to Michigan, UNLV. But I never was, you know, in Chicago, dude, I'm Knicks, baby, all the way. I don't care if they go 0 in 82. I'm Knicks all the way. This guy's, he's on the other, he's the ops. I never rooted for Jordan. Black Justice said if religion was good for original people, they would have been outlawed. Man, but they canceled cops. And look, this is what is. How many people remember when Cops came out? That's not rhetorical. How many people remember when the show Cops came out? Now, Mr. Green one. I need some more of this ice cream. Mr. Green once said the wire was deeper than just cops. It was about the layers of the systems of control, how the police, judicial, prison complex, political system, and education system, and the media all intertwined. And that's my point that I'm making. I didn't watch it. But first of all, I don't need the wire to tell me. I just don't like no show with one of the main characters is police. If I want to see police, if I want to see cops, I go outside. For me personally, I've had enough dealing. I don't need that. I don't need to see that. But the things that you said is my point. Is that people who thought that was just a TV show in this last couple of years, I would say specifically since, I'm not sure which one was first, but Eric Garner and Trayvon Martin, specifically since that time, the world has come to see that, nah, this ain't just no movie script. You know, this ain't something that a couple of drug dealers is trying to win appeal, so they saying this. They seeing that, you know, no, this is real. See, Chief said Washington Square Park is packed with protesters right now. Falling for what, okie doke? Falling for what? Right, K-Bar just hit another one. For our grandmothers to see Obama get elected, that was crazy for them. That was crazy for them. So for me, man, to see the people actually force the system's hand, to see the people force the system's hand in the way that they've done right now, we got to see that for what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't. You know, one time, my brother told me, Born Perfection. He was talking to somebody else, but this is what he told me. He said, let me tell you something, man. Your opponent is never as strong as you think he is. And neither are you. Thomas Longley. So what would be the move when police refuse to perform their duties as a form of protest? I mean, that would be another brick crumbling out the system. You know, the facade will crumble brick by brick, and that will be one of them. You know, I don't care about the police, but, you know, the real key, right, is not about what they do. It's about us remaining civilized and knowing that we civilized and that we don't need them to be monitoring us. It's about us knowing and understanding that, at least in New York, the police just came around in 1845. So how did people remain civilized for thousands of years before that? That's going to be the real key. Karma's on me, so I can see that happening in the near future. It's not just going to be that. Karma's on me, because I predict something like that too. But first of all, I predict that right now, right? You're going to get a lot less people willing to be the police. And what I'm saying is things are being seen across the board. Like, for instance, Karma's on me. Listen, remember that old man that they pushed down and bust his head up in Buffalo? The whole world is seeing that, and they seeing what type of people these are. that even after y'all did that, the man is on the ground, bleeding out his ears, bleeding out his head, and the dude that reached down to help them, they put like, no, you don't. They pushed him right ahead. No, we don't help nobody after we beat them. See, just the whole image that they feed you about who the police is. See, just like right now with the military, they can't recruit the same way after Vietnam as they could before. See, 9/11, it was easy for them to recruit numbers. It was easy for them to recruit numbers for that one. It's not so easy for them to recruit numbers for everything. So that's something that's already getting ready to happen. Whether they want to pull back or not, they're not going to have the same numbers. You know what I'm saying? As well as the fact that, even for the people who's with that, you can't bust heads no more and know you're going to get away. So, yeah, all of that's going to lead to a reduction of what's going on over there. Because all this is being seen. People don't want to be a part of that. Hold on 1 second, Joe. But she said to you, she said, he said, nah. I can't even ask you if like he said something about it. I called back and said, listen, you got a table outside the city. What the fuck is she? They said lock the door. She don't even come to the school. What the fuck is she talking about? Dang. But she don't know y'all be here or maintain the fucking school all these years, man. What the fuck is wrong with this fucking bird ass bitch, man? She don't realize that you teach classes open. Hold on. I'm on the live right now. So. Yeah. I will be able to start. Woo! So here we go. What we got. GCC said, as soon as I devalue money, as soon as I devalue money and value knowledge, money everywhere, as soon as I mean in my life, I used to be a slave. I know what people do for money. All right. Jassim said Einstein's definition of insanity. Julie TV said Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is a better basketball player than Jordan. I mean, I do look at that a lot of times. I know when people when they be like, this person right here, they the first person to 10,000 points. That's why I be thinking like Kareem be saying like, 10,000, you got 10,000? I understand. Yeah, you up to 10,000? All right. Oh, man. Listen, man. Right. See, K-Bar said it. Cops came out after Rodney King. To show you or to show the masses, right, that look, these are the type of people we dealing with. So this is why we got to be heavy-handed sometimes. That's what the show came on. Come on, ride with us so you can see what we going through. So look at the bookends of that. It started with y'all beating the brother down, and it ended. See, your illusion that you tried to create is up. The jig is up. And tell Cook he ain't getting the phones back. All on the business said, just like our ancestors knew this would come, their ancestors told them this day would come. Yeah, it started with Rodney King. They brought it out with Rodney King to try to show you what was going on out there on the streets. Yo, they wanted to show you crack. Show the people who didn't know what crack was. Yeah, this is what it is. Yeah, this is how these people live. See, they fight us all the time. You know, we good guys. But the jig is up now. They had to turn it off. We out here. Got caught up. Peace, so they try to learn to do like the original man and study us trying is not doing or being. Catch up here. You got Mr. Greenland. So indeed, my grandfather was physical 87, so she basically saw everything from the sharecropping as a child, everything between up to now. Seeing all that in a lifetime, so much change from then to now. Absolutely. Peace, and they advertising hiring police here, yeah, because they know it's about to be rough, son. Ain't nobody gonna want to do that. Especially, look, when all these reforms get pushed through, that's what, remember I started off today, one of the things I mentioned was Pat Lynch in the thing that the press conference that he had and stuff he was talking about. I started with Pat Lynch, you know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things they were saying is that these new reforms, we're not going to have the protections that we have. We can't just tell people now, well, look, this is just a gig. You come, get your benefits, your kids' teeth fixed, get your pension, it's all good. So you can't say that no more. Like, see, look, when I was in high school, right, and the recruiters for the military used to come, you know what they used to tell us? That, listen, man, you know, you come in the military, it's a career, man. You know what I'm saying? They used to tell me, like, yo, you know, you an intelligent guy. So they ain't gonna put you out in the infantry. You're gonna be doing something like electronics. You're gonna be, you know, behind the scenes and all that. And they used to show me pictures of the Philippines and all of the bases and all the exotic places. Like, yeah, you get to go to these kinds of places. Like, this is how it's gonna be. And the last icing on the cake was, listen, America ain't going to war. America only got one enemy, and that's Russia. And if they go to war, it's going to be a nuclear war, and nobody wants a nuclear war, so there ain't going to be no war, man. You ain't got to worry about that happening. See, they can't promise you that if you go in the army now. The same way the police is not going to be able to promise you that you want to just be able to come here, you're going to have all the protections and ain't nothing going to happen to you. So yeah, there's going to be a supreme reduction in what's going on over there. Congress Longley said, I foresee a shift where there's a huge uptick in violent crime since there will be less people wanting to be police officers, as you say. It will pave the way for a new type of law enforcement. But when that shift happens, you will see who is who when people start calling for the cops again. Don't sleep on us, though, Congress Longley. Don't sleep on us. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you take the time to watch, you know, different videos, you know what I'm saying? Look, even the gangsters, man. Even the gangsters got some knowledge, man. So even the gangsters got some understanding about what's going on out here. You know, so let's not just assume that they're not going to see the light. You understand what I'm saying? And let's understand that that's why we teach. That's why we teach. You know what I'm saying, Congress Mommy? So that's why we got to be leaders right now. We can't be behind the ball waiting for what they want to do. We got to be out there teaching about what that next move is to make this revolution complete. That's what makes the revolution complete, when the people build something new. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that the rebellion didn't have a good cause, the rebellion wasn't righteous or whatever, but saying that what really makes it a revolution, you know, what made the American Revolution a revolution is that the end of it was the United States of America. So we got to keep our eyes on the prize. You know what I'm saying? We don't want the police to be gone so we can do more negativity. We want the police to be gone so they can stop beating us in the head. Bahim Allah. What Bahim is that? That's my Bahim? Far right. True and 20 said you have a choice: either stay in obedience to the Almighty Dollar, attempt to change laws and policies, or burn it down and rebuild. See, the Blackwater police, man. Live PDs, so they canceling all the cop shows. Comes on, he said, I will refer to the colored people who are protesting right now. We are, yo, Bahim, man, what's good, bro? Bahim in the building, man, in the pocket. You gotta come see me, Bob. You out here doing the thing. Comes on, he said, I was referring to the colored people who are protesting right now. Where will they be then? Who cares? Why we we got knowledge of self. We got knowledge of, you know, I don't care where they was before this. I don't care what happened to them after this. Like at the end of the day, man, you know, I mean, y'all would have to explain it to me. What is the significance of where they gonna be? Like, how would it be different? Like right now, like you saying, they're gonna hire some new police. What are they gonna do? Kill us? That is the one police they got now is killing us. What is the? You know, I gotta get Donald Trump on you. What we got to lose? Let them do them, man. I mean, you know. Let's just go on. You know, I think maybe that's something. I think maybe that's something too. Now, you know, in here, I mostly talk about what I say. But how many of y'all out there know that that's what the Lord taught? Is that we supposed to unite all the seeds. Did y'all know that this was actually, like, was that might be another thing why certain brothers like me and K-Bar see it, because that was a part of our teachings. That was a part of how we came up, even before we understood it. Before we understood, why it was, why we supposed to teach white people and all that. That was always a part. We supposed to be uniting the seed. Did y'all realize that? How many people in the room realize that? That the Lord taught for us to unite all the seeds. That's not rhetorical. Full pause. I ain't going to no other topics until I see people typing right here, whether they knew that that was our teachings or not. GCC said right. Anyone? Good. Calm as lonely. All you and your family are planning up. GCC, I said I wouldn't be here otherwise. Learn something new every day. 793rd said indeed. Bahim said actually. See, come on, Bahim. I ain't talking about you. Queen Mecca. See, so I think that might be a difference in how I'm seeing this from how other people see this. I see this as a step in a stage that I was taught was going to happen. And that's achieving freedom, justice, and equality. Whereas other people are seeing this as some part of the devil's plan. I think that's a fundamental difference right there. I think that's a fundamental difference. Is that to me, this is something that I always was taught would be the result of the seeds being united. Whereas y'all been watching Alex Jones. On Jamel said, I learned that at my first poverty. Mr. Greenwood, anti-establishment, pro-righteousness, teach, civilize all human families of the planet Earth. Peace, said, from many came one. Jasim said, learn about that lesson from my whole black and brown germ bill. On the business said, I knew that all in all. And Jesse said, teach all the human families. But I think that's a fundamental difference. Like that, I'm looking at something right now that I'm like, yo, this is what the guy said was going to happen. And other people was looking at, this is what Alex Jones said is going to happen. Joe Rogan, which is cool. But I'm telling you, we was taught that this was how we was going to take the devil off the planet, was by uniting the seeds. All in the business said, even when we were young, some of us knew the fundamental phrase, all for one, one for all. K-Bar said that's because they are pro-black and anti-white, watching Hidden Colors and listening to Dr. Umar. So that's something, man, that I think y'all might want to add into the mix. you know what I'm saying, of all the knowledge that you're using, all the knowledge that, you know, you using your wisdom to come up with an understanding and see a clear mental picture, I think you might want to add that in. This is large teachings. Lord still showing improvement, Johnson. Still showing improvement. You know? That's why you don't see me, Johnny. I ain't going over there to do that. I ain't going over there to do this. I know what the teachings is, man. I seen them. You can't tell me nothing about, you know, what happened 60 years ago, and this person's a phony and that person's a fake. So I seen it in action in my own lifetime, what I could tell you. When the business said black, brown, and yellow seeds, black to gold, black to black. King Russ said, see, people act like John Brown and Harper's Ferry didn't happen. Yeah, what do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? How many people know about John Brown and Harper's Ferry? Y'all like my man John Brown? What would y'all have said about John Brown? That John Brown, you know, let me tell you something, man. A lot of y'all people talking that, y'all the people that Harriet Tubman would have had to shoot. People that didn't want to go with Harriet Tubman, that was their idea too, that, you know, the massa gonna come down harder now. Massa gonna come down harder now. We's only gonna get one pot of chitlins. Same people happened, same people was talking the same way when Martin Luther King was around. Same people talking the same way. Y'all gonna make them kill us. They really gonna kill us now. Now Kim Salar said John Brown is from Connecticut. But how y'all see that? What I'm saying is I can name time and time again. Whenever we talk about the Union Army and the Civil War, right? There's always been some white people in the mix there. There's always been some white people in the mix there. What would y'all have said to any of them? Would y'all, when the Union Army came to free, would y'all have said no, because the South, the massa, when the regiment comes back, they ain't gonna give us more chitlins. Just except pulling the pins out and doing away with y'all crews forgotten trick knowledge. My chief said, fuck that, sir. I'm trying to keep it together out here, but I'm about to go from a diamond to a pipe. Nah, can't change. Oh man, Black Justice said they live on TV right now chopping the head off a statue. This what I'm saying. Wait. Son, these people ain't playing with them, man. These people ain't playing with them, man. GCC said a lot fear God. The bar came in the building. Majestic said Wikipedia said John Brown advocated the use of armed insurrection for slavery. Now, I guess a lot of y'all are not familiar with John Brown. John Brown was a Christian preacher who really read the Bible. And when he read the Bible, he was following the teachings of Jesus, where you're supposed to help the weak. And taking advantage of your fellow man and all this type of thing wasn't right. So John Brown was an abolitionist. And him and his people made an assault on a I think that was a military fort in Harper's Ferry. Who's that, Virginia or West Virginia, K-Pop? 793rd said there's a John Brown miniseries coming out soon with the dude that Denzel slipped all right. The dude that was Denzel Washington co-star in Training Day. So John Brown, right? He wanted to go to this Harper's Ferry place, right, and free the slaves. And his idea was that if he freed the slaves and armed them, right, that the masters wasn't going to stand no chance against them. So that's why he attacked Harper's Ferry, because it was an armory there. Now, when he went to attack Harper's Ferry, right, my homie, man, I love him, but look, he wasn't right this time. It's Virginia, Harper's Ferry, Virginia, right? John Brown went to Frederick Douglass and said, yo, look, we need to make this move, man. I need you to come. I need you to come with me so that you can speak to the brothers and inspire them, let them know that, yo, look, all they got to do is roll with us. We just need people. We want to lead the way, but they gotta arm themselves, man, and we gotta get busy. But we gonna get y'all free. Frederick Douglass, he chickened out. Chickened out. See, for what a lot of y'all is saying, that's gonna make it more dangerous. Harriet Tubman, he went to Harriet Tubman too. Harriet Tubman said, listen, right now I'm doing a mission. When I come back off the mission, I'm a roll. But John Brown got frustrated and just rolled on his own. So he went and they took over the fort. And they was there for days trying to tell the black people, look, just get the guns and let's roll. So in the midst of them trying to wait for the black people to realize that, look, you could take up arms and fight for your freedom right now, some other individuals came to the fort for a whole separate reason. And John Brown and his people made the mistake of, letting them go. So when they went and they got back to wherever they was, they reported that John Brown and his people took over the fort, and then the whole army came. So when the whole army came, that's when John Brown caught a battle. You understand what I'm saying? Some of his people, they got shot up, and then John Brown and the rest of whoever was the leadership, or who they felt was the leadership, all got hanged. See, I'm looking at this, is that a lot of y'all is like them brothers that's in the fort, man. That didn't realize that now's the time to do our thing. Because ultimately, there's never going to be no perfect situation, right? Where the white man is going to bow tie up, he's going to wrap freedom, justice, and equality in a box, put a tie on it, and say, with your name on it, from Santa Claus, and give you freedom, justice, and equality like that. That's not going to happen. So I would just, are y'all looking at this in the context of all of history, or are you looking at it in the context since the internet been around and you learned about the Federal Reserve and this kind of stuff? Is that your only context for this, or are you looking at this historically? See, Born Jamel is adding on. John Brown had already previously secured safe houses in Ohio. He had the whole plan. All brothers had to do is don't be scared. So I wonder how many people are looking at this in the whole historic context of what's been going on. The boss said this is the time of reckoning to do what we have to do to make this change. Yeah, we got to make the change, though. Looking for the situation of, what is these white people going to do, after this is over, what they going to do? That leaves you with an empty cup. When Jamal said, there's white people that understand oppression. Yeah, listen. Most white people, white privilege is actually a short thing. Remember, was this guy, this white cat that came on here, and he was talking about how back in Europe, 97% of them was peasants. When they got to America, that real white privilege that we talking about is only from after World War II until 2008 when they had the crash. Look at them shanty towns when they show you the downtown LA area. Look how many white people is out there. They the devil. They treat their own people messed up. This idea that all of them is together, dude, ain't no honor amongst thieves. What make you think there's honor amongst real devils? They not down, son. They just able to realize that, hold up, I ain't got no time for you right now because we can get paid off these black people. But then after that, now we not down. We not down. You trading that, what you selling that? All right, now I'm gonna sell it for cheap to people. Like, have you not, listen, how many people, because we get removed and we get into all this stuff and we start talking about the white man history and the white man sign. White man ain't got no signs. But how many people recall from history class all the wars they told you that Europeans had with each other? They don't like each other like that. That's one thing they don't understand about our culture. That's why that's one of the first things they know they got to do is to break us apart, to give us that separation between each other. Listen, man. Look at white people when they be dancing. If you see a party for the white people, they all to a different beat. You see black people dancing to party, everybody on the same shit, son. That's how we get down. Don't project that on them. don't project that on them, son. They're not down. One wise said, peace, surely the universal order of all things in existence shall proceed to add on with mathematical precision. Thus, we understand that everything comes in time, on time, regardless. Indeed. You see, you just hit a very good point right there. And I always looked at this. See, there's a difference between time and timing. See, time is infinite. You got forever. But see, timing has got to be exact. Timing is something that has to happen with the right person in the right place at the right time. So you ain't got forever to do something in the timing. See, like if you got to teach your babies, right? You can't wait till they're 25. Your timing is off, son. Yeah, time is infinite. You still here, they still here, but your timing of when you can teach them what you try and teach is off. You ain't gonna be successful. That's the difference between time and timing. So just adding on what you're going wise, you 100% right exact. We have to know how to recognize that mathematical precision. That's what you're talking about. That's that mathematical precision you're talking about, the timing. Think about it. How many of us, man, if we would have got the knowledge a little bit later, or if the knowledge would have came to us a little bit later, we might not even be here right now, physically on this plane. There's some of us like that. That the timing is precise. The green one said, Fred Hampton said, I don't care what color my oppressor is. We have to be anti-oppression. Fred Hampton, look, a lot of, the Cash App right here. Nah, it's $ Fame Labs. It's right, it's scrolling on the bottom right there. But oh yeah, when you see it, yeah, it says Fame Labs Music. Yeah. That's me. GCC said, but Caucasians got to be understood first. What do you mean by that? The boss said, this is the lie they first tell. Their made up reason for colonization. Like Justice said, why you are the white people there? Hey, listen, man, I'm just saying, man. When you see them, you see they don't have a rhythm with each other, man. Like you thinking. They don't, man. They not in unison the way we in unison, man. They don't understand even how we deal with equality with each other. The way we deal in equality, the way they deal in equality with us, right? It's not just with us. That's their equality. That they not like that. They not like that with each other, man. The way we are, they nothing like that, man. Like when you see them neighborhoods, right, and where they at, you know, how many times, like, look, you go to the white neighborhood, you see one kid in the park or something. Ain't like when you come through the hood, you see 50 kids out there. Just the way we do everything is with a rhythm with each other, man. The way how our music spread, hip hop can spread to LA, and the brothers out there get it down patted, the brothers in Chicago get it down patted, everybody bring their little part in it, we all grooving. Son, that's our culture. That's our nature, is to be like that. Supreme Man came in. Well, see, I feel like I gotta go in on them, Black Justice, because they being given too much power here, man. They're being given so much power here that what I see is the absence of us building on our power. It ain't about you. Listen, one time I seen and look, this is frivolous. This is frivolous, but look, it's just a point. It's a funny story that illustrates my point. It was getting ready to be the AFC Championship game. Indianapolis Colts versus the Baltimore Ravens. So they got Ray Lewis being interviewed, right? And the dude is going in. Yeah, Peyton Manning, he threw this many touchdowns this year. And yeah, Peyton Manning and his receivers. Yeah, Peyton Manning when he audibles and he just going in. All of a sudden, Ray Lewis said, "It ain't a problem what Peyton Manning gonna do. It's what I want to do." Ray Lewis is that. And that's what I'm telling y'all. Y'all better realize it ain't about what them other people gonna do. It's about what we gonna do. That's a good point right there. Peace said, looking for the devil to give you what he can't even give you is searching for that does not exist. That's an excellent view. Does the devil have the power to give you freedom, justice, and equality? Because on a lot of planes he don't. First of all, just according to the first law of nature, self-preservation, if he gives you freedom, justice, and equality, how he gonna survive? Remember the white dude that came, the same white dude that said 97% of white people was peasants in Europe, right? I mean, he said, if we do reparations, then where that's going to leave white people? You know what I'm saying? And can anybody really give you freedom? Like even in my house, the freedom to go outside, do other things that you got to earn that. You got to earn that freedom to stay out past this time and all that. You know what I'm saying? Showing, proving you know how to handle yourself. You know how to take care of yourself. So is that even possible for any individual to give you freedom, justice, and equality? I can't just give you the right thing and you did the wrong thing. I can't give you a reward and you did the wrong thing. I'm just going to give you justice. Is that even possible? Yourself. Long time. Hold on, let me catch up here. Y'all know. See, I don't know why nobody don't ever stop me when I be talking. I get caught up 50 comments behind. We almost look, we about to go into question time. I don't know, because I know today's supposed to be the civilization class, but when I heard that news that Supreme Man, did you hear that news that a co-worker of George Floyd and Chauvin at the bar said not only did they knew each other, but they had friction with each other. And then the lady who was their boss said, yeah, he had problems with black people. So that's why we went into this topic right here. Chief said perfect timing, and I'm on my don't mess with me today. Yeah, let's go. Hold up. All in the Business said, in the midst of oppression, we still have spunk and funk. Life is harmonious, natural, rhythmic. Yeah, right. Life itself, it cycles. It cycles. It's just showing you something. They off rhythm. 24 hours a day, that's a rhythm. That's a cycle. They off rhythm. SW says, stop giving them power. Our lessons tell us they weaker than us since we met them. Well, I said we have provided massive opportunity for the gods to manifest to the top. Or use at the aquarium. Right. We can't ask for the things that we want right now. You know, we enough things should have happened to us now where we seen, you know what I'm saying? Look, man, here's the thing. Like, see, even with that, I see a lot of people, yo, I don't protest. But see, you using that as an excuse not to do nothing. There's one thing if you like, yo, you ain't protest, but, you know, remember this thing and that happened? Yeah, that was me and my people. Yeah, you ain't doing nothing, though. And you so against protesting that you can't see when protesting actually does accomplish something. Protesting might be wrong, but this is one of them 2 times a day when even a broken clock is right. All right, all in the Business said you give them the power when you asking for it. Juan Jamel said the cop in the movie 7-5 said the police need the hood. It's a multi-million-dollar industry. You know, this is a documentary. It was on Netflix, right? Juan Jamel, I think it's on YouTube by now too. It's about a dirty precinct in New York, the 7-5. I used to rest in that precinct. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the dude goes into how it wasn't just that I was a dirty cop. It was that the system was set up in a way where I could get away with all the stuff that I was doing. His cop privilege was crazy. Supreme Master, not in the most important aspect, which is the internal strengthening of self through the supreme realization of self. Freedom is freeing the dome. Justice penetrating the void. Equality is a state of sameness. So what he's saying is, nobody can give you that. Because that's an internal level. That's an internal stage that you develop through growth and development in yourself. Right, Supreme Man, yeah, that's a definitive argument for first degree. So let's see what happens. And look, like all in the Business just said, we're taking it inch by inch. So we started with murder 3, then we got the murder 2. Now we got an argument, at least, for murder 1. Like Justice said, it's always going to be give and take back, equality with the colored man. I told you a few days ago, Chauvin couldn't be himself when Floyd was there. Hey.
Look at you sensitive in the middle.
Hey, listen.
You got it. You subjugated your beginning. You didn't care.
Now, but see, I got the right mic now.
Yeah, not only that, but look, you got the right light. You got the universe sensing you.
You know, I can tap you in too.
You tap me in? You want to tap me in?
Yeah, I can have like the 6 guests.
Oh wow! So I gotta come on here.
Yes, man.
Yeah, I'm just so upset. I'm just still upset that fine, upstanding brothers put up their hard-earned money in the time of crisis to have things done, and then people hate on that, call the popo on the people who are doing right. What kind of civilized person does this type of foolishness? I mean, even the 85 ain't that petty. Yes, they are. I thought we were gods and earths. What's going on here?
This is disclaimer right here. The views expressed
by the God Day Son, DX21, yes, from Hot 97, from Power 105, from the Source Magazine, all that. If you don't know, now you know.
The views expressed may or may not reflect the views.
They're mine. They're mine. They're all mine. MIND.
The Random Jewels channel.
But they're random jewels, so I'm random. How you gonna have something random jewels and not have a random person give jewels?
Man. Looks like we're going to end this up with Curry, y'all. You know,
haters.
You know, when you become a 5%, you gotta buy. You gotta all of this goes with it.
Hey, the Father wasn't sent to Rikers. He was sent where? To Mattawan.
Listen. Superpowers.
Speaking of powers, I was watching Dance of the Drunk Mantis last night. And you know that there's 4 of them. There's wine, sickness, books, and magic. And he was talking about the white man who reads Chinese backwards and forwards. So who's the greatest? To them, it's wine. But actually, if you look at it, the greatest was actually books. And the one who said that was sickness, who was a level higher than wine. So sickness was able to kick, Rebel Lake's butt. He taught Foggy. But as a child, when I watched it, not as a child, when I was watching it back when I was younger, I never caught that books, magic, sickness, and wine. I never caught that aspect of the Drunken Master Legend. But the highest of it is what? Books. Meaning what was the highest of the martial arts style? Knowledge.
Yeah.
Knowledge. Then magic. Then sickness. And then lastly, wines, alcohol, spirits, substances. Yo, keep that. If you go back and look at these movies that we watch as children and analyze them as an adult, there'd be a lot of jewels in there. And you absorbed them as a child subconsciously and made it a part of who you are. The wrong foods and the right foods ain't just, pork and swine and physical flesh. It's also what you take mentally, spiritually, emotionally, all of that, all dimensions.
And in the immortal words of SW right here, if you don't know, now you know. Hey, I don't know how you knew that was coming, SW. I don't know how you knew that was coming. But you was right on. Hey, look, your timing, guy. Your timing. Like Justice said, I told you a few days ago, Chauvin couldn't be himself when Floyd was there. Floyd held that sword over his head. That's what it's looking like now. Joe Self said, even with the give and take with colored people,
Peace.
we give them the choice we want them to have.
We give them the choice we want them to have. Sounds like some 48 laws of power shit, control the options.
Supreme Justice said, wait, we got here. Nah, you must be behind. We talked about that some while ago. But yeah, they canceled. They said they canceled a couple of shows. They canceled a couple of cop shows. Black Justice said TV always show a value behind the actions of the colored man. TV is total propaganda. Supreme Justice said, I know I was a youngin' seeing white boys with their mothers get arrested for being drunk in public and beating their women. And that was the wife beater era. That was the wife beater t-shirt era of cops. When it first came on, my cousin was one of the first people arrested on cops. Hollywood, Florida. My cousin was one of the first people. Hey man, I don't know if you've been around Star Wars. This is the kind of thing that happens, man, when you're 5%. As soon as Yeah, I mean, soon as he got his own operation, you know what I'm saying? He do his thing. I mean, we guys, I mean, we do have to do something together one day, but the way we got right now, you know what I'm saying, it's only a handful of us that's getting it in. So we can't be on top of each other. You understand what I'm saying? Because then what about the people that's over there that need to learn? You understand what I'm saying? That me and him is both right here. So, like when I be watching his videos, you know what I'm saying, his civilization class, and I see sometimes it be whole other people. You understand what I'm saying? That I ain't never seen on my channel. So we always gotta look at that too. You understand what I'm saying? And it's always been that way. You know what I'm saying? In terms of brothers, wherever, if you outside of New York, brothers had to go over there and teach and hold that post. You understand what I'm saying? We all can't be on the same post. So yeah, I'm gonna open it up right now for questions. You know what I'm saying? Everybody do the each one teach one. You know what I mean? Hit the like button for me. We're gonna do 30 more minutes right here. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go handle some BI. Plus I need to get some rest, man, because this yard work, man, I told y'all, listen, man. The people that know me, y'all know what my trade is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not all this yard work. Like I know how to work. I got discipline and all that. My family, they definitely showed me the value of all that. But I'm just saying that's not my basic routine. But so yeah, I need to get my rest, man. After these days out there in the field, tomorrow I gotta cut the grass and they got some rocks and stuff they want to move. So I definitely gotta get in tune with that. And I got some other things I gotta coordinate about the food and all that. I'm gonna be on the grill on Saturday, so these next days, I gotta fast. I gotta fast from on here, letting out so much energy. You understand what I mean? So I can be ready. Because I'm probably gonna have to build it. So, but 30 minutes, matter of fact, let me put the link up. Let me put the link up.
Peace to God.
What's the deal?
Peace.
Hold on. Where you headed? What about the door? I just want to get locked. Just do the slam? All right.
Just make sure that the valve is turned up straight.
All right, bet.
My back, just come down and show you right now. So let me do you like that.
1 second, y'all. Hold on. Supreme Man.
Peace.
Go ahead. Take over 2 minutes. I got to go handle something real quick.
Indeed, I had posted that a lot of older cases are being brought to the light now. We're going to see a paradigm shift in all police operations. This is the knowledge step in the reformation of the soldier cop. So basically all I'm saying is the George Floyd execution or lynching or whatever you want to call it has opened the floodgates on the mishaps of the police. Anybody have any thoughts on that? Or do you have a question that you want to pose? I know it's supposed to be a civilization class. We go back to a couple comments. Oh, okay. It's pretty much up to date for what he said. Somebody, the God talked about Sunez. That's peace. I'll be doing knowledge of Sunez too. I don't know Sunez personally. I respect the God. I've been watching him from afar for a few years now. Real peace, brother, for my estimation. I have nothing but positive things to say about the God. That I would love to build with him in general on a couple different things that I heard him manifest. Yeah, SW. I was actually in a heated discussion the past night with a brother from Philly I know, named Jamu Rahim, and he was talking about uh this situation wasn't going to give us power because power only respects power. Well, I told him that we're not looking for power out of the George Floyd situation. Peace, Mr. G1. We're not looking for that. We're looking for the end of the blatant murder of original people in the street with no consequences. This is not the revolution, so to speak. This is a ripple in the ocean of misconduct of the police. And we have to take advantage of that. You know what I mean? It took years, months, and days for the system of America to be interactive with our people. It's not going to be one incident that's going to change that. But what I have also seen is that a lot of young people are interested in the knowledge of self. So all you brothers and sisters out there, y'all got to get in the street or talk to the ones that's in the street and teach because people are interested in the knowledge. Peace, peace. I like that acronym. That's dope. You know, we got to get out here and really do our job because young people are very interested in the knowledge. And the reason why white people are on the front row of this whole episode that's going on is because they've been raised from hip hop. For 30 years, they've been hearing about the misfortune of being an original person in the wilderness of North America dealing with the soldier cops. So now that they've pretty much grafted themselves onto the body of hip hop, anything that happens to people who love hip hop, original people, the grafted people taking it personal. I actually seen a grafted woman with a shirt that said, if they start shooting, get behind me. And I think that's the attitude of a lot of younger people. Now, the key is to keep teaching because in 15 years, those younger people that you see out there, they're going to have children. And they're not going to teach their children from the mentality of a Donald Trump or anybody in his generation. They're going to be teaching from a standpoint of trying to deal equality with the original man as much of a level of equality that they can see and understand. So the more that we put this truth in the atmosphere, the more they're going to see and understand the inequality that they can't see without being showed. Peace, I am CA, your Earth for Life. SW said we got to get brothers on the same page. Even if they don't become part of this nation, they can provide some civilization or whatever they learn to their nations. Indeed, SWC, the thing is, right? And I had to learn this through the course of time. Everybody's not going to be a 5%er. It doesn't go like that. But if you could just get somebody to have a conscious thought before an ignorant thought, because information is also a source of power. People say, oh, power, we ain't got enough power. And they speak on power as if it's some omnipotent strength that comes from military access. Well, before it gets to that level, you have the power of information. If you look at the captain, the knowledge understanding degree in 1 to 14, the captain, lieutenant, and private soldier, right? Check this out. What is the difference? Somebody first give me that. What is the difference between a captain, lieutenant, and a private soldier? Somebody please address that. And then I'm going to add on based upon what that individual says. What is the difference of a captain, lieutenant, and private soldier?
Huh?
Peace, born wise. Peace, Abu Sadiq. Somebody answer that question for me. What is the difference between a captain, a lieutenant, and a private soldier? 793rd. Peace. We got abruptly disconnected last night when we're adding one last thought with a good brother Saheem as Supreme Man. You can call. Emil Sadiq, I'm trying to, pardon me, I don't know, man. We was definitely trading some legendary stories from our upbringing in the nation. If you have any of that in your memory bank, just try to hit me to it. Maybe I can jump right in. What's that? Akeem Salam? Alkeem Salam? Yes. Okay, that you said degrees of knowledge. Does somebody be a little more specific in their manifestation of that? Joseph, a 5% of those wins to be a captain and a lieutenant. The timing, I think you on the right road, Joseph. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just want to give it in more of a total balance. Son of the soil, one gives the order, the next teaches the order, and the private delivers it. That's peace. That's definitely in line with what I would say. Chain of command, peace, peace, indeed. Son of the soil, private soldiers follow it, indeed. Captain gives orders to lieutenant. I'm the Earthsea agent for life. Captain gives orders to lieutenant. Lieutenant teacher, trainer, private soldier. Okay, so everybody's pretty much hitting the mark. But I always equated that degree with the 5%, the 10%, the 85%. Now, the captain, he's the 5% because he knows the entire information of whatever position or branch of the military that he's dealing with. So the lieutenant is the 10% because he's training to be a captain, but in order to maintain being a lieutenant over a private soldier, he can only teach the private soldier a portion of the knowledge that he has. If he teaches the private soldier everything that he knows, then the private soldier will have the same rank as him. And as somebody spoke on before, the private soldier goes on the ground first. He's the first line of defense. So when you deal with anybody that was in the army on here, you know that the captains and generals and all that, they can't even fraternize with regular soldiers because they don't want to compromise them when they have to give them orders. So I always put that captain, lieutenant, and private soldier in the pantheon of the 5%, 10%, and 85%. So that's peace. And you sometimes have to do that in your own personal cycles. Because sometimes when you deal with somebody, you can't give them all the information about you because they'll use it against you. You know what I mean? When you have a boss at a job, your boss is not going to give you every order of operation because then you'll be equal to the boss. Born wise said in essence, there's no difference in distributions, showing and proving equally to making knowledge born based on currents. There is a difference. I mean, when you look at that degree, where did it come from? It comes from the mosque. And in the mosque, you have ranks. In real military, I'm not gonna say real, in basic or practical military services, you could be a 5-star general, but you're gonna start out as a private soldier. But in the mosque, you get up to a captain, and then you become like a minister. So they based a lot of their operations on that. You know what I'm saying? It's not any problem with that, but we just don't do that because, like I said, the highest level is a minister. And when you learn 120 lessons in the nation of gods and earth, you could be considered a minister. You know what I mean? But we don't. Back in the day, they used to have the minister book. Come in. You had the minister book. Peace. Good night. Pardon me, y'all. When you have the minister book, and the minister book was a group of questions that the brothers put you on a hot seat, and you had to answer these questions. And when you answer these questions correctly, your name will be put in the minister book. However, when the father came out of Madawan, he deaded that because that was dealing with a degree of separation. That's what I was taught about the minister book. Let me see. Let me get you a couple more comments. Captain is kind of
with this question. I think he Kareem asked a good question up here. What you think about the people that they already got shirts with George Floyd's face on it and I can't breathe. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, yes, it's a certain idea, but then it's like a real capitalistic type of thing too. You know what I'm saying?
You said selling the shirts?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We live in America, man, so it's going to be commerce exchange. I got one of them shirts. Actually, my black woman bought me that shirt when Eric Gardner returned. I like wearing it in front of the police because they don't like it. But we're in America. I said to myself, I went to the Million Man March in 1995, and I said, I will be damned if I go anywhere with this gathering of people again and I don't have something to sell. So I don't think just because you sell something that is a direct reflection of how you're thinking. And it doesn't mean you're a 10% or you're taking advantage of. I mean, it's just commerce, man. We got to eat.
I think one part what you said right there, though, that's something that you participate in. You know what I'm saying? And like for instance, because I know you personally, I've seen you have things that you were selling, right? But the capitalism didn't rise above your integrity. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think that's like the key thing, you know what I'm saying? That like you said, if you doing that and you know what I'm saying, you using the proceeds of the money, you know what I'm saying? It may not be going directly to George Floyd, but if you participating in what's going on, I do think it's a kind of naked capitalism that but like the guy said, in America, somebody's gonna try to make a dollar.
Let me say this too, guys.
Most definitely. Even in terms of like we were saying with a lot of these videos that we seeing, some of the people that's posting these videos is monetized. You know what I'm saying? So you got the video of George Floyd and you exposing it, but those, couple million views you get, you still getting paid. You know what I'm saying? That would, in terms of, capitalism being such a part of America, that's one of the reasons I'm not upset about the looting. Is because that's part and parcel of everything that we doing here. Everything that we doing here has a commerce motive to it. Not everything, but I'm saying, even if you're doing something that don't have a commerce motive to it, you could really only afford to do it because you're doing other things to take care of that commerce.
Can I say something, God?
Yeah.
George Floyd's family just broke the record for GoFundMe, $13 million. I don't know how much money they get of that. So that just tells you that George Floyd,
what you said?
George Floyd's family broke the record for GoFundMe. They got $13 million on GoFundMe.
Right.
So, I mean, you know, more power to them, man. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to bring them back, but it's definitely going to change their lives. I don't know how much percentage they get it at, but, you know, it's a life changer. And dealing with the shirts and stuff, if you can afford to print up shirts and hand them out, that's beautiful. But those shirts cost money. So, you know.
Peace.
Peace. That's all.
Peace to the God.
Yeah.
Peace, God.
Yeah.
How you, Lord?
I'm good, God. How you?
I'm building, God. I went to the beach today, God.
Oh, you got some good sunlight. I know it was hot out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not as hot as I thought it was. It was like 91 on regular land, but by the water it was like 77. So I ain't getting the water.
Yeah, it's about that time. It's supposed to be getting real hot. It was 102 out here. 102 degrees today.
Woo.
I was gonna add on to that though. See, I remember when Kobe died out here, right? It was all kind of people selling Kobe t-shirts.
Right.
And even though this is a different context of, you know, of how it happened, when people, it's a lot of poor people. And, you know, the same people that selling the shirts, that don't mean they not mourning. They still feel bad too. But at the same time, look, I gotta, you know, this is an opportunity for me to make a good, you know, a nice amount of money. You know what I'm saying? And the brother died. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, life goes on and I need to feed my babies. And this right here is an excellent way for me to just buy some groceries right now. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, his brothers out there looting, or for the lack of better terms, they out there, you know, tearing shit up because some of them are poor. They like, look, I'm poor, I'm broke, and I'm gonna run in Target and take groceries in the refrigerator and all that. You know what I'm saying? And then when you ask them why you out here, they not gonna say they out here because of George Floyd. A lot of people gonna say I'm out here because I'm poor. And if what you say, God, if they hit Sam Ash, I'm going. This is what the 85% or a lot of people felt about Target. Yo, if they hit this Target in my city, I'm there.
Right.
Because I need some shit from Target. You know what I'm saying? I need some shit for my babies from Target that I can't afford. So, you know, when they hit this Target in my city, I'm going to be one of the first ones in there. So, you know, it's definitely a tragedy, but it's not the same. It's not the same as them selling shirts with George Floyd on it. You know what I'm saying? If the government tried to make some money off that, that would be different, I think. Poor black man selling t-shirts. Yo, I can't be mad at him. No matter what. Look at what we're going through. He's highlighting an issue. You know what I'm saying?
We don't have time to vet everybody that's going to sell t-shirts and what's your reason and all of that. You either buy it or you don't. You know, you can't be mad at somebody. Would you rather see him selling t-shirts or crack? You gotta look at it like
I was just about to say, if he was selling crack, some people sell crack to feed their babies. And it's like, yo, you sold that first crack rock to fill your refrigerator up. But then, you know, the money overwhelmed you and then you became a kingpin with the crack. And now you killing people and you ain't really, you don't really need to sell crack no more.
Right.
You exceeding your limitations.
Right. That's why it's a fine line where what are you doing with that?
That's right.
And like, you know, if you're dealing with a situation where, you know what I'm saying, your back is against the wall, and if you know, because say, like you said, you got babies in the house that's hungry, you understand what I mean? And you go out and do that, but then look, if you didn't do that, letting your baby remain hungry is bad too. You understand what I'm saying? You know, there's in these situations, that's something that they left us with no real recourse. You know what I'm saying? Just like a lot of times we gotta support our oppression. Like when people go to work, you work for different companies, you really supporting your oppression. But this is
No
where we
doubt.
at. See, Asia hit it on the head. The word is greed. It's a difference if you're dealing with survival or you're dealing with greed. You know what I'm saying? And also, we got to look at the level of understanding of the person. You know what I'm saying? Kareem said in this context, scumbags should not be able to sell rice. But you know, now it's just a matter of us knowing if this guy is a scumbag or not. You know what I'm saying? How do we determine that when we just see them? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't have time to vet every individual.
He could be selling it, right? And then that could be how George Floyd got that $13 million. Not saying he put the whole $13 million, but maybe that's what he did with the proceeds.
No doubt. I have to quote John Amos in Coming to America. This America, Jack. You gotta get that bread. You gotta get that bread, son. You gotta get that bread, bro. You have to figure out a way to make money in America. That's just what it is. You have to accept that. Poor righteous teacher does not mean poor. It means you teach the poor how to be righteous because everybody else exploits the poor. That's what it means. That's how I see it. That's how I always taught it. You know what I mean? There's no metal or nothing peace about being poor. Now, Cypher.
So, yo, man, we gonna start wrapping this one up right here, man. Like I said, I gotta go crash out. You know what I'm saying? We had to cook out. We had a little put food on the grill. They just brought me with the rest of my food too. You know, I'm about to smash on that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody hit the each one, teach one for me. Mr. Green one, Shaquem then came in. But look, everybody that donated to the everybody that's on the Random Jewels Fund, we need to have a meeting on Sunday. Some opportunities just came up where we need to expedite the process of incorporation so that we can take advantage of some opportunities. Because you know, right now, like I've been saying, this is an opportunity for us to do some things. So we need to get that set up as soon as possible, and we're gonna have we're gonna go forward with that. You know what I'm saying? Right now, what we're gonna do is just go through legal zone to expedite everything, and then we're gonna be in position. So we're gonna have a meeting on that on Sunday. One of the things I learned.
The Examiner, that's deep. The Examiner, I like that.
Yeah. One of the things I've learned is that there's profit in pain. There's a real estate saying that when there's blood in the streets, there's money to be made. Yeah, that's a Wall Street. That's a Wall Street saying. You know what I'm saying? You know, look.
Yo, I just saw that on the movie. I just seen that on the movie the other day.
Yeah, look, even in the street, you know what I'm saying? Look, something happens over there, somebody got shot. Hey, listen, we got to get on the street right now because all they clientele is available. You know what I'm saying? On every level. what team is saying right here, that's a fact, man. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? And the reality is, look, you know, they ain't taking it with you. You know what I'm saying? You know,
what's that movie with Denzel, man? It's a movie with Denzel, man, when they was robbing the banks. And the old white Jewish dude had that he sold his soul to the Nazis. Yeah, and that was the saying he said in the movie, like, you know, when there's blood in the streets, buy property.
Inside Job.
Inside Job, yeah. Excellent movie.
Right.
No doubt.
Well, why I said as long as the pre-mathematics are being distributed to the deaf and blind and their process is right and exact. But listen, I'm gonna get out of here, man, because I still got a ways to go before I get to, you know what I mean, lay down and all that. You know what I mean? I'm still, they left it open down there, but Yeah, that's. But so
All right, well listen.
tomorrow.
All right, peace to the God.
Peace.
Peace to the gods and earth. A lot of people want knowledge. Go out there and teach. A lot of people are intrigued by the 5%ers right now. Go out there and teach. It's time.
Right.
Do it.
So tomorrow is Sunya's class. So I'm not going to be coming on. Friday. Friday, I'll be back.
Ain't Friday Juneteenth?
It is. Yo, you know why I never knew about Juneteenth? Because in South Carolina, they was freed by the Union Army before the Emancipation Proclamation. Like if you go down right now around where I live, it signs up that say, you know, Sherman and the Union Army came through here 1861, 1860. You understand what I'm saying? I found out about Juneteenth in the 2000s.
Me too. I felt ashamed that I ain't know anyone.
Yeah, I was, but I just, you know, that's what I could chalk it up to, is that my family didn't experience that because we from right there. Like Fort Sumter is like Medina to where we from.
We need to build on that Friday.
All right. No
we
doubt.
need to build on Juneteenth.
All right. Let's do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and schedule it. I'm gonna go ahead and schedule it in now. Oh, you know what? That's knowledge right there. But he on the road. His mic is not all the way working right now.
Peace to the God.
Yo, peace, knowledge.
So yeah. So I see everybody Friday. You know what I'm saying? Share this on your pages or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So we get the word out. And everybody that's on the Random Jewels Fund, remember Sunday, we gotta have that meeting. All right? Peace.
Peace to the gods and the earths.
Peace.
Peace.